Hi friends, welcome to my new blog, Out of the Box. I am your host, Anthony Thomas, and I am a transformational life teacher. I am so excited to be before you today, to have this time to educate you on a topic that's near and dear to my heart. But before we get started with that, I do want to tell you a little bit more about Out of the Box and, just our thought process. Well, Out of the Box is one of those type blogs that we want to help people to think. And I mean really consider the subject matter that's being taught. When I was in college, we were trained on critical thinking, and that's really what this is all about. This is all about thinking critically about a subject matter. We deal with relevant information that's currently going on right now with, our American people and those that are abroad that's watching us today. The great thing about our blog is that, like I said, it's directed and for the people, and that's what we love so much. We love to educate, we love to teach, we love to provide you with resources that's going to help you to move past your current capacity and grow and prosper. Like I said earlier, I am a transformational life teacher, and what that is to me is that I constantly teach on the transformation of mankind, the transformation from unsuccessfulness to successfulness, the transformation from mediocre to prosperity, the transformation from this point to a greater point. And that's truly what it's all about for my team and I. We love to help individuals to transform their lives and to become better. The topic that we're going to discuss today is called Flip the Script. And Flip the Script is one of those topics that we talked a lot about, my team and I, and we wanted to be able to educate individuals on this particular topic because really what's happening right now in our economy is a sad thing for a lot of people. We're looking at the constant decline on companies. We're being told every day that things are growing, but yet, a lot of people are still unemployed all at the same time. Let me hit you on a wonderful, an alarming, statistic that I was taught one time. And the statistic was that if a person is out of work for 5 or more years, 80% of them will never, ever, never look for work again. They will totally give up. They will throw in the towel and they will quit on employment. The sad thing about that is this right here. For those individuals and other individuals that are unemployed right now, we oftentimes lose sight of who truly has the power. And what I mean by that is that we look at employers as providing us with everything that we need to survive. And without them, then we can't survive any longer. There has been incidences where individuals have lost their jobs and committed suicide. Because of what? Because they could no longer see how they're going to be able to provide for their families. They started foreseeing guilt and all those other things that lead to self-murder. Now, the thing about it is this right here. Flip the Script is one of those things that will educate you on this. Educate you on understanding truly who has the power. Because you are the one with the power. And employers just don't hire people. They hire people with the talents, the gifts, and the abilities to do what? To help them to grow. To help them to profit. To help them to expand past their current capacity. That's why they hire you. So in essence, they see the true gifts, they see the talent, they see the work ethic, they see the power on the inside of you, they see that authoritative leadership on the inside of you to move, to grow, to prosper. They see all those things inside of you and they capitalize on that. What we have to understand as people is just how valuable are we when it comes down to situations like that. Because we tend to think that big business is the only one with the power. We tend to think that without them, we're nothing. But the fact of the matter is that big business needs you just as much as you need big business. And until we truly come to understand that, we would totally lose sight on exactly what's going on in the world. And what do I mean by that? Look at what's happening right now in business. With the decline in our economy, we've seen so many businesses start cutting back and cutting back and cutting back. However, they didn't cut back on their projections. They didn't cut back on the profit margin that they wanted to create to produce that particular year. So what that means is that while they were cutting back on staff, the staff still had to adhere to the current projections. So that meant that these individuals, a smaller group of individuals, had to do more to get the company up to where they wanted to go, to get the company to a point where they wanted to profit. Now, this is the thing, because in business, there's a difference between capital and labor. Capital is what the business have. The labor comes from the laborers, the people that come in and provide the services. Now, big businesses here, The projections are here. They wanted individuals to grow to here. Now, they wanted the laborers to provide what? More labor. Now, while the laborers were providing more labor, guess what wasn't being provided? More capital in terms of money to pay them. Because they knew that people were so desperate to have a job that they will be willing to do anything. My people, I come to tell you that sometimes when we're desperate, it's not always a good thing. Because we will tend to do things that we normally would not do. And on top of that, we won't question it. We won't think about it. We won't see it truly for what it is. So what do I mean by that? You know, we got so many desperate workers out there that's doing 2 and 3 times what they used to do for the exact same salary. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you to do anything drastic. But what I am telling you to do is to start to look at yourself in the mirror and understand it's you with the power. It's your talent. It's your gift. It's your ability that these companies use to fuel their missions to grow and become the largest company on the planet, to increase profit margins, to provide dividends to stakeholders, to please the people on the upper end of management, to please their investors. But the thing about it is that oftentimes the person that go overlooked is you. Sad to say, but there's so many people that are doing that to this day. And what I want you to understand is this right here. When I say flip the script, I mean I want you to truly start to think about who has the power. We recently went through a situation with the 99% of America that virtually had an uprising and started to tell big business, especially banks, that we would no longer tolerate their nonsense. We would no longer tolerate them throwing innocent families out on the street with a banking product that was destined to fail from the time they instituted it. But the thing about the 99% that stood out to me, and this is where we need to think, I just did not see where and how that it was organized. Can you imagine an organized effort across the United States to stand up to big business, to stand up to these organizations that have used us for decades and decades and decades to prosper, decades for their children to have trust funds where they don't even have to work? It's so many trust fund babies running around here until it's crazy. They don't even have to work anymore. And the reason why they don't have to work is because of your sweat. It's because of your labor. It's because of your know-how. It's because of the gift that God has given you. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these families establishing themselves and being successful. What I want to get to you today is that just the same way that they do it, you can do it also. Now, getting back to the 99%, the thing about it was that it just wasn't organized. Can you imagine if we came together and we were organized? Can you imagine what we could do as a people? Can you imagine the type of work conditions we can have? Can you imagine the type of new entrepreneurs that can be created and things that can be done within the United States? Can you imagine now how you too can take your talent and your gift and your ability and start a family, and start a business that can create a legacy for you and your family? Can you imagine how that can work for you and help you to grow, help your family to grow? Can you imagine? Thank you.